Here's the next point. If we just go through the motions of practicing, when the reality comes to us, what do? We go through the motions. I have to be honest about this. Now, I played football in high school and in college. And there's nothing that I hated more than football practice. I absolutely hated it. Chaz is shaking his head because he played football in college too, right? Absolutely hated it. And I can remember our coach making us run the same play over and over and over and over again to the point where I just wanted to puke. But on Saturday afternoon, guess what? It was the absolute joy of my life. I loved everything about it. Everything. And when it came time to run that play, it was run perfectly. So practice what you must, and practice it with focus. Practice as if it what? It matters. Remember earlier we said everything matters? Practice as if it matters, because it does. If you don't have a practice partner, get a practice partner. Okay? If you don't have a practice partner, get one. Next, winners have success habits. I don't think we have to go through these in infinitum because we already covered most of them. But you know the basics of what the success habits are in the real estate business, right? What are the success habits? The first 2 or 3. Lead generation and prospecting. The next one is lead generation and prospecting. The next one is lead generation and prospecting. And then after that, it's lead generation and prospecting. That is by far the most important. If you don't have a coach, you're going to lose. Why can we boldly and bluntly make that statement, putting aside the fact that we're in the coaching business? Why do we know that? Why do we know that? Because, well, accountability goes along with coaching, but why do we know that? There you go. Because virtually every top producing agent has one. There you go. And if you keep doing the same thing, we're going to continue to get the same results. Here's another sobering but true statement. Hope is dangerous. Hope is dangerous. There are a lot of people going through life hoping that the phone is going to ring. Hoping that someone's going to walk through the front door and give me that listing. Hoping that the market's going to turn around. Hoping my husband or wife is going to change. Hoping. It's one of those wonderful, terrible things. There's something better than hope. And you can define this however you want to define this. This is not a religious statement. What's better than hope is faith. And what does faith connotate? Action. See, faith connotates action. Now, if you want to use hope to get inspired or to feel good or whatever, fantastic. After you do that, what do you do next?
Action.
Action. You get into action. That's how you demonstrate your faith. Anyone here ever hear of Napoleon Hill? Wrote the book called Think and Grow Rich. Almost everybody has either heard of that book or has heard his name before. He said, faith without action is no faith at all. And the Quakers had a very famous quote about this. They said, when you pray, move your feet. When you pray, move your feet. What does that mean? Get into action. Okay? So if you don't have a coach, you're going to lose. And that's because this business is becoming more competitive every single day. And if you're not willing to up your game on an ongoing basis, you're going to lose. Period. Desire, discipline, and talent. Everything that we're talking about here today starts with a fundamental desire to be, do, or have something, right? If we don't have desire, then everything that we're talking about today is irrelevant. We have to have a desire for something. Could be even, for me, it's almost like the desire just to continually challenge and improve myself. But there has to be a desire for something. If we don't have desire, this is a what? It's a hobby. Great. And a not so fun hobby, again, for most of us. So we have to genuinely have desire for something, to be something, to do something, to have something. The next is discipline. Following principles that work. Talent is last. So many people work on the talent part, but not the discipline and desire part. We can take people who, quote unquote, might not have the same talent level as some of the people have in this room, and we can find out what their desire is and give them the business disciplines necessary to succeed, and they'll outperform you every day of the week. They'll develop the talent as they go along. So focus on the desire first. Why am I in this business? Why is it important to me? And then build around that, okay? What are you thinking? Are you being a friend to yourself or a foe? Are you being a friend to yourself or an obstacle to yourself? How do we know if we're being a friend to ourselves? Let's throw that out there first. How do we know if we're being a friend to ourselves? We're being positive. Very good.
Taking time to do things for ourselves.
Very good. We're taking that day a week for the R&R, right? Taking time to do things for ourselves. Yes?
I think it's how you internally feel about yourself. Do you have good feelings? Do you feel that you're a worthy, worthwhile person?
Here you go. Do I feel good about myself? Keep going. How else are we being friend to ourselves?
Taking care of yourself.
There you go. Taking care of ourselves, physically, spiritually, emotionally, all those things.
Reward yourself.
Rewarding ourselves. Very good. How do we know when we're being a foe to ourselves?
Beating ourselves up.
Chris said, beating ourselves up, right? Typically, we beat ourselves up when it comes to business because of why? We're not making enough, what? Money. We're not making enough money, so I'm going to beat myself up. And the number one reason, if we're not making enough money in this business, that we're not making enough money is why? We're not lead generating and talking to people.